and with his girlfriend. They separated since last July. The girl actually, after she graduated from the school here, she couldn't find a job because of the pandemic, and she returned to Singapore.
So, yeah, so I'll cut that short. So they're separated. Yeah. Your son is suffering.
Yeah, they both suffer.
They're both suffering.
They were together for over a year.
Okay.
Together, yes, yeah. But
a separation relationship due to some logistics and pandemic and whatnot, they cannot be together, and they both are suffering, right?
Yes, yeah, basically.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm getting is both of them, first of all, they're not even energetically. So that create frictions. So we change that. Also, the girl, pressure, expectation that your son will meet her needs in the future. And that your son has a reaction to that pressure, and then there's both irritations on both sides. Okay, so we're going to remove that down to 0 minus infinity, and also make two of them separately strong, together strong, evenly strong, and future two of them past neutrality, so that pentagon strong, and also the girl's grief, future. Not having your son in her life, also her grief, having your son in her life because she will have different challenges. So either way, she's unhappy. So that is a curse. So we remove that down to 0 minus infinity. Same with your son, his grief of being with her, not being with her. And this is your confusion, conflict, and also shutting down as a result. Okay, so we remove that down to 0 minus infinity. And also the girl's physical intelligence is out of sync with his out of sync with theirs. So all they're doing, they're talking, they're thinking, but they forget to use the intelligence, natural intelligence to make things, to work out things, okay, too much in the head. Okay, so in neutral, we're going to integrate their head, their physical intelligence, their feet to the earth to allow these things to go out. Also their head trauma, both of them trauma, not getting what they wanted, not fulfilling their dreams, not following up on their promises from the past, and not being flexible. Okay, so we'll remove that. Also, both of them, geometric foundation is weak, and their psychic connection with one another's pain and grief and suffering. So it's like a double dose for each of them. Okay, so that is a curse. Also, the girl and her family, she's influenced by the family, so make her separately strong, together strong with the family. And her family, this girl and your son, this triad is not stable and not even. And the family karma, expectation, pressure, perfection, obsession. Okay, so we remove that. And it's your man's infinity. Your son, his physical intelligence is stagnated because his confusion, future, what is the best for him or for her, and so he has is too much to figure out, so he shut down. Okay, so we'll change that. Also, both of them physical intelligence integrate with the speed of the light and beyond. Still the girl's physical intelligence stagnation because the family pressure for her to stay, and your son's pressure for her to not to stay, so that create conflict. So that conflict is big. How many reasons? 个十百千万十万百万千万，个十百千万 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 个十百千万 1, 2, 3. The impact is beyond infinity. Okay, so change that conflict, no conflict. Also your son's conflict, future, where he's going to be, what he's going to do, who is he going to be with. Okay, so all that conflict, delete, delete, delete. Synchronize their physical intelligence one more time, and brain cells, brain tissue, brain cells, brain molecules, atoms, quantum particles, and empty space. Also synchronize their spirit, and each of them, body, mind, spirit, integrate and stable and fit. Okay, now when you think of him, you think of their situation, do you feel same or different?
It's very hard to say. So mostly I'm just worried about my son. Also, I really like the girl. She's a very nice girl. Also, I just don't want to see them in pain. I don't know. Do they have future? Probably not, right?
Okay. So you're still bothered. You're still worried. Okay. So that's coming from your overthinking, analyzing, anticipating, pressure to know, and you have obsession to help your son and the girl to be happy, and your pressure to figure out a way for them to reach that, your pressure to be motherly to both of them, to protect them, to provide happiness, to at least help them. Also your pressure to give advice, to guide them, to lead them to happiness. Follow me, I'll take you to happiness. No, just kidding. Okay, anyways, also future uncertainty, not knowing. There's a fear phobia. Your fear phobia of their failure in peace and happiness. And then you somehow blame yourself for that, for not doing your job. So that is a curse. We're going to remove that onto zero minus infinity. Also, your head trauma future, there's some negative anticipation. And then there's some shutting down for your brain cells. Okay, so remove that. So integrate your brain cells evenly with theirs and theirs with yours, and all integrate with speed of the light and beyond. Happiness, no happiness. Sadness, no sadness. Suffering, no suffering. Future, no future. Past, no past. Pain, no pain. Fulfillment, this is also from you. Fulfillment, your fulfillment, their happiness, and there's some slavery energy there. So we're just going to connect that and delete down to zero minus infinity. And your perception is shut down due to so much pain. And also your spiritual trauma. This is past life as a mother, seeing your descendants, your children suffering in pain, crying, and you couldn't do anything. So that's stored in your spirit. We're going to remove that down to zero minus infinity. And your head, integrate with physical intelligence integrate with your head. Okay, any change for you?
I don't know. Maybe I feel okay, yeah. But since I don't know. Also, another side, I think I mentioned to you for this religious belief. Since the girl is a Christian, but my son spent so much time to read those biblical books. Also went to churches with her, but he made up his mind. He's not going to be Christian. So I think this is a big something huge between them. They were fighting about the religion as well.
Okay. So it's still your overthinking future that they cannot resolve their problems. Okay, so
yes.
So it's you, not them. Okay, so your negative anticipation future, they're always fighting because of religious differences. They're always fighting because of the family differences. They're always fighting because their location differences. So your anticipation of their conflict in the future forever. So that is a curse. Okay, that is not going to help anyone. So we're going to remove that down to 0 minus infinity. Your anticipation, future, your son, unhappiness with this girl, and unhappiness without this girl. Okay, so that is also a curse. So either way, they are not happy in your head. All right, still your obsession to solve these problems, even though you know there's no solution. So there's some stuckness there, and also just pressure to still try to figure it out mentally. And that created this obsession of going over these differences over and over again in your head. Okay, so we remove that down to 0 minus infinity. And that creates metabolic waste, dead cells in your brain, that causes even more stagnation. So that is a curse. You're going to remove that down to 0 minus infinity. Your brain tissue shut down because your pain of seeing no future, no solution, no answers, impending doom, and phobia, and there's irritation. Okay, so remove that. Your brain cells, neutrality, stability, balance. Also your brain tissues, fitness, 100% infinite potential. Also the fitness of all of your brain to 100% infinite potential. Neutrality, mindless, spirit is empty. So instead of worrying about your son, what he should do and this and that, I would suggest you guide him that life is not just about that. Your breathing right now is already a miracle. Just, start from the basics and not to just just put some perspective in that. If he's breathing, he can do anything he wants. He can find a different girl. He can go to Singapore. He can do whatever. Nobody, other than their mind, there's no limitations. Even religious limitations is in the mind. So just show him some ways to freedom from right here, right now. Okay, so anyway, that's just my preach of the day.
That's good. Yeah, thank you, Sharon.
Enough of that. Okay, so energetically, your physical intelligence is still shutting down because you have no answers, not knowing how to talk to him when he's shut down, especially, and what to tell him. You feel the pressure to say something useful. Okay, so sometimes listening is quite enough. That's my second preaching. Okay, enough. Anything else? Still your head. Stagnation from your ancestors overthinking problems, overthinking negative experiences, overthinking negative anticipations, etc., etc., etc. So that's a curse. We're going to remove that. So we neutralize your brain tissue, brain cells, molecules, atoms, quantum particles. Also speed up the neutrons in your atoms, so it will be more neutral. Okay, how do you feel now?
I feel good. Yeah, I feel much better. So I just need to stop thinking, right? Stop worrying. Yes.
Yeah. Quiet, silence is the best remedy. Silence is, yeah.
Yeah, the time will heal. Yes. Okay, thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Okay.